Alternate opening. Carillion Corvette. Finn. So Finn was going to be a part of the opening sequence. That's cool. All the resistance crafts going into the big cruiser. Okay, and now the First Order is showing up. So Finn would have woken up at the time that the First Order was showing up, as opposed to after all the action happened.
We need more time.
Cool. Not too bad. Pretty cool. Gun jammed. Cool. So we didn't see her actually shoot the ties down, so that was cool. I guess they cut that out for whatever reason.
What did you think was going to happen here?
And Luke needs a moment.
Find a place in the galaxy for no reason at all.
I'm not leaving without you.
So it looks like he's grieving over Han. We cut to Leia. So we didn't get that cut from Luke to Leia in the film, which would have been cool because it would have made a consistent connection from Ahch-To back to the Resistance. Not to say that they didn't do a good job connecting it back and forth, but I prefer that right there.
So you blew up Starkiller Base. Yeah. Rey beat Kylo, the Resistance got them. You won, right? Why does this feel like winning? We came out of hiding to attack Starkiller. It didn't take long for the First Order to find our base. Now we gotta regroup and go back at them. I believe in what you guys are doing here, but I didn't join this army. I don't want you to think I'm something I'm not. Hey, it's fine. You're all right. You're here with us, where you belong. It's your jacket. I'm not.
Okay. So that's how the jacket got sewn back together. We didn't know that. We just saw Finn with the jacket and the stitches in it. Now we know that Poe sewed the jacket back together. So that's cool. It's kind of weird that you recorded that. that's cool. That would have been kind of something cool to see in the film.
Cleaning my
And it was cool that Finn got to see that moment because he obviously wasn't conscious when it was going on.
Let's get started.
Who are those things?
Caretakers. Island natives. They've kept up the Jedi structure since they were built.
I don't think they like me.
Can't imagine why.
That was a cool moment. I think there were enough jokes in the movie, but that was a cool moment. But I can see why they cut it.
Fail Kylo. Kylo failed you. I won't.
There's a tribe from the neighboring island. They come here once a month to raid and plunder the caretaker's village.
Come on, we've got to stop them.
Do you know what a true Jedi Knight would do right now? Nothing.
This is not a lesson. They're going to get hurt. We have to help.
If you lead that raiding party with force, they'll be back next month in greater numbers and with greater violence. Will you be here next month? That burn inside you, that anger thinking what the raiders are going to do, the books in the Jedi library say ignore that. Only act when you can maintain balance. Even if people get hurt. Ray, wait!
Lord have mercy. That was kind of funny though.
Seriously?
That Luke sent her running off like that. Or she ran off. He didn't send her off. I kind of like that little setting right there. It's kind of Ewokish, kind of.
In a way.
I don't know. I don't think it had to be in the movie, but it kind of gives you that episode 6 vibe.
It's not some old failed husk of a religion. Do you understand now?
I understand that across the galaxy, our real friends are really dying. That old legend of Luke Skywalker that you hate so much, I believed in it. I was wrong.
So I believe that was the third lesson that we never got to see in the film. And I'm assuming Rey left shortly after that point. Mega Destroyer Incursion. Kylo. Okay. Finn, Rose, and DJ.
Almost there.
BBE. We really did nothing in the film at all, except look. Like he just did right there, actually. Figures, troopers come through the back door.
Is there a problem, soldier?
FM-2187? You don't remember me? 926, Induct Camp, Batch 8? Yeah, I remember you.
926. Please don't do this.
I'm sorry, FM-2187. I know I'm not supposed to initiate contact with officers, but I never took you for captain material. Look at you, Captain. That's it,
Batch 8. Hey, ho.
We're not gonna stay this lucky for long. Where's that tracker?
Right around the corner.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, but it made that mission a bit more intense, though. But it was kind of weird.
You murdering bastard!
Oh, take it easy, Big F. They blow you up today, you won't blow them up tomorrow. It's just business.
Just business.
You're wrong. Maybe.
Maybe. Oh. Rose dropped her. Uh-oh. Here's Nux.
The Ahch-To system. That brings back memories. You vermin may draw a little blood with a bite now and then. But we will always win.
Damn.
Execute them both!
That was crazy. Rose and Finn go where they belong. Okay, so this is after the Phasma fight.
So, where are we going?
Where we belong.
Okay, so this is how they get to Craig. Or, I mean, we saw them. And this is them going to Craig. Rey and Chewie in the Falcon. Oh, wow. So this is where Luke is. Oh, so she's seen Luke.
Let's go around back.
But she didn't see Luke. Or maybe she did. All right. So really cool stuff there, guys. A lot of deleted scenes there. You can see why some of that stuff was taken out. And incidentally, guys, I didn't react to the Canto Bite chase scene with the whatever those horse things are like. I didn't record that. I didn't think it was too interesting. And then also, I didn't react to the Finn and Phasma fight because I've already done a reaction to that, and you can actually see that. There will be a link to that in the video, guys, if you want to check that out. But overall, I think some of the deleted scenes were actually pretty decent, especially the Finn and Phasma fight, as well as the village scene where Rey is running to save the villagers, and obviously it's part of the lesson that Luke is trying to teach her. I think those are two scenes that possibly could have stayed in, but they definitely needed to be reworked, possibly cut down, especially in regards to the Finn and Phasma fight scene right there. I think the movie could have benefited a lot more. Definitely Phasma could have benefited from it. I think Finn could have benefited from it as well, because I wasn't too happy with Finn's story arc right there, but that would have made it a little bit better. And then of course, I wasn't happy with Phasma's story arc. And again, that battle, adding a little bit more to that battle would have done at least a bit more for both characters. And I don't know if it would have fully satisfied those who were disappointed in those two characters, but you got, at least at the very least, you would have gotten more. So I would say that those two particular deleted scenes are the most standout scenes. Again, that would be the Finn and Phasma fight and the village scene where Rey is running to save the villagers. Those are two key scenes. Rey trying to save the villagers would demonstrate, would have given us that third lesson that we never got for whatever reason. And it also demonstrates Rey looking up to Luke Skywalker as a hero and realizing that he is just a shell of who he used to be, and doesn't even really want or accept who he was and what he means to others. And she kind of lets him know about that. So I thought that was really cool as well. Some of the rest of the deleted scenes, I could see why they were taken out, especially in regards to pacing and the length of the film as well. This was obviously the longest Star Wars movie ever, so cuts had to be made. I don't know if any of the deleted scenes, even the ones that I wish they had included, would have made me like the movie any better. I think even with the added scenes, there are still some issues with the story and the plot. Again, I'm not particularly happy with how the Luke Skywalker character was handled in the film. So you would still have some of those issues out there, even with the deleted scenes. So it doesn't make, I don't think the deleted scenes are making any difference in regards to whether I would have liked the movie any more or any less. And then of course, I have not read the novelization of The Last Jedi, but I did get there's some tidbits from it, how Rey received her powers. And spoiler guys, if you have not heard, basically she received her powers when she touched Kylo. In short, kind of basically downloaded all of his training and was able to apply it to herself. And for me personally, I think that is a really lazy and weak way to justify Rey's power and how quickly she was able to get it. I just feel like this whole story has been rushed, and in the process of rushing the story, and when I say the whole story, I mean the whole sequel, but part of the rush, the majority of the rush starts with The Last Jedi, and the fact that there was no time gap between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. And so now it doesn't allow for Rey to, or it doesn't allow justification and time for Rey to concentrate on her training, work on her skill. So to make up for that, they had to kind of speed that up. So they came up with this Matrix-like download training thing that you can do with the Force, and it just really dilutes everything. It's almost as if they're making the Force is an excuse for whatever plot holes are in the story. and it should not be that way. I think they're really making a mistake by doing it that way. For instance, and I'm just using this as an example, but if Rey was capable of downloading her training from Kylo by simply touching him or mind melting with him, why couldn't Yoda do the same with Luke? And had he done that with Luke, then Luke could possibly have beaten Vader in Empire Strikes Back. You know, now that I just threw that out there hypothetically. Now, obviously, I'm sure there is more to it in regards to how Rey was able to basically download her training from Kylo. We do know that Snoke was the one who implemented the connection between Kylo and Rey, and I'm sure that has something with, and I'm sure that has something to do with Rey being able to download her training from Kylo, as opposed to just by touching him, she was able to do that. I understand it's not quite that simple, but still in all, it's still a very lazy explanation, in my opinion, to explain why she's become so powerful so quickly. So I thought that was very disappointing information coming out of the novelization. And from what I understand, I saw a couple of videos in regards to the novelization, and a couple of YouTubers just hit on the highlights of the novelization. And from my understanding, it's basically verbatim of the movie, for the exception of a few small tidbits there. One of them that I just explained to you in regards to how Rey received her powers. So with that information coming out from the novelization, in my opinion, it's not even worth getting the novelization. You might as well stick with getting the movie on digital or DVD. You have the story right there, the same story that was written in the book, basically. And I'm not trying to knock The Last Jedi. However, I do fall on the side of not really enjoying The Last Jedi as much as some others have. But at the same time, I do want to acknowledge that it wasn't my favorite film. I had some issues with it, but it is still a part of my library. I did pick it up on digital. So what's more important, guys, is what you thought of those deleted scenes. Do you think that those deleted scenes would have made the movie any better? Would it have changed your opinion, whether you liked it or not? Would you have liked it more with the deleted scenes in it, or did you think the movie was just perfect with those deleted scenes not included? So guys, put those comments down below, and please like and subscribe. And of course, God, from the Father to the Son to the Obi-Wan Force Ghost, may the Force be with you always.